think he's gonna kill me.
So, would you like some tea?
No!
No?
No! I mean, yes. But I shouldn't have tea late at night. It keeps me up.
Oh, don't worry. It's a nice herbal remedy. I grow the leaves myself.
Oh.
Why don't you try some? It'll put you right down.
Aren't you gonna have any?
Oh, I seem to have run out of leaves. I'll gather some up in the morning.
He's definitely put poison in there.
So, know any good stories? I'd kill for a good laugh.
He kills for laughs! Well, maybe in the morning. Maybe I could pull a Shahara what's-a-who's-it.
Oh, you're probably ready for the long nap, right?
Long nap?
Yeah, a good night's sleep. It's nothing but a long nap, right? Oh, but stories are nice, though. They keep me from sighing about life. Oh, if I could stop sighing, I'd...
Cyanide?
It's a shame. I wanted to introduce you to my good friend, the old arsenic.
Arsenic? Oh, I'm getting the hell out of here! Hey, what was that all about?
Nick, you scared him off. Stop being an arse, Nick.
What did I do? Ooh, tea!
Hey! It's mine now. That's good chrysanthemum.
Hi, I'm Matt, and today we're going to be talking about making assumptions in character. Assumptions are a great way to establish a defining character trait or flaw in your character. For example, if you wanted to establish one of my favorite flaws in your character, overconfidence, then you could do something like this. So, here are your menus. Your server will be right with you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, control yourself, am I right? What? I mean, come on. She was clearly throwing herself at me. What does that tell us about this character? Hey, what looks good? Well, it's pretty clear what the hostess thinks looks good. A little conceited, maybe a little too confident in how attractive he is. I really don't think she's into you. Ah, see, that's because you're a slightly below average little man, while I'm practically chiseled out of granite, a monument of human perfection. Watch and learn. If we were to distill this into a single character trait, a single character flaw, we might consider this cockiness. So, how'd it go, Mr. Monument to Perfection?
You were right.
Hey, chin up. Maybe next time.
But, did you see how that server was talking to me, though?
So, we saw the cockiness, and we saw this character make an assumption. He assumed the hostess was very interested in him, and we got to see him lose. But not only did we see him lose, but we wanted him to lose. Why? Confidence is valued, but cockiness is a flaw. And we got to see this cockiness at play in a way that made us wish for his comeuppance. And he got it, and we, for a brief moment at least, saw a little bit of vulnerability. But what seals it and keeps us from feeling too bad about this character is the fact that he bounces back almost immediately. And we can keep this as a mark of how this character likely behaves on a regular basis. The power of assumptions is that it gives you a way to play a flaw or character trait in an outward fashion. Whatever that trait happens to be, it influences how your character feels about other people. If you want to play with assumptions, I suggest that you start with 1. A flaw. Some character trait that you want to show off as being an obstacle for your character. And 2. A set of parameters in which this flaw will present itself. What are the conditions that will trigger this flaw? Depending on how comfortable you are with playing an assumption quickly, you can either make this very narrow or very broad. For example, my overconfident character could be just overconfident when it comes to romantic interactions, which might not come up that often, depending on how much NPC interaction he has, at least. But if he happens to be this overconfident with virtually everything, then that can be a lot tougher. So make the decision as far as what you yourself are comfortable with and what makes sense for the character, whether you want to go very broad or very narrow. For this next example, well, let's go through the player's handbook, okay? It looks like we've got about 13 options here, from acolyte all the way down to urchin. So I'm gonna roll a d13, and looks like I've got an 8. Noble. Next, let's look at the flaws with a roll of a d6. 2. I hide a truly scandalous secret that could ruin my family forever. So, we've got step 1, the flaw, the scandalous family ruining secret. Now let's set our parameters. If we're afraid of this secret getting out, who do we think might have learned about it? Since we're a noble, let's call our character Monsieur Madeleine. We could narrow it down to other noble people, in which case your character could have the assumption that whenever a character comes up who's dressed in the finery of a noble person and seems a little bit shady, that likely they know the secret. And if you think someone knows your secret, how do you treat them? How does this paint a seemingly normal interaction into something more interesting? Nice party, eh? Yeah, nice party. Sir Madeleine, was it? Yes. Good. I've heard some things about you, and I was hoping that I might count on you to help me with some clandestine activities.
What have you heard?
Oh, hit a nerve? Don't worry. What I know won't hit the light of day if you do what I ask. All right. I'll talk to my party, and we'll be back. Don't take too long. So does he know the scandalous secret? Or does he just know the party's reputation for being good at stealth? We don't know, but this character hit the parameters we set for our character, Monsieur Madeleine, to be on edge. And this might have tipped that request into being something more appealing, or at the very least, something more demanding for our character. He may even become desperate in wanting to take care of this task, unbeknownst to this person, in order to prevent this secret from getting out. And this person, who, being a little shady, might not have known anything, but with that reaction, might want to find out. And frankly, I want to find out too. You know, they say that when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Well, in the words of a very wise man, Sir Mix-a-Lot, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. We just talked about making assumptions as a character, and how that can make your interactions more interesting. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, so then you won't miss the video when I talk about how to play with assumptions as a DM. Until next time, take care.